Hey, what's up? We're watching Star Trek. We're doing some comedy episodes today. 2 comedy episodes and then one that's I don't know what I'm supposed to take from sort of Kahless. It's like supposed to be a drama, but it's kind of hard to take it seriously. Everyone's acting really weird. I don't know. I don't know. What I do know is that I've had a couple of deepfake projects that I've tried. One of which, or the most recent. Hey, Wesley. So yeah, that's gonna be a video probably later this week.
I don't like that.
Why don't you like that? You can see it needs more training on the close-ups. It's a lot of it's very clearly cut off and it's more blurry. But, you know, the further shots, I don't see the issue. I don't see what's wrong with this. It also has a lot of issues with the profile shots. That just looks
show. That's the problem.
Yeah. That is Picard's face, yes. I think I'm gonna call the video Picard does not deserve to wear that uniform. Try and be provocative, try to clickbait some people.
I know it's what he is doing, but it literally looks like he's wearing the skin of Patrick Stewart.
It does. He looks like... I don't watch enough horror movies. The name of that classic guy who has like the white burned face. Old horror movie character.
Do you mean Michael Myers from Halloween? Do you
Probably.
mean Freddy from Nightmare?
Michael Myers sounds right. Let me verify that. Yes.
Because he's just wearing a Patrick Stewart mask. Or
Yeah, no, Patrick Stewart mask, for sure.
Yeah, no. Okay, why am I blanking? I feel really stupid right now.
William Shatner.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's what he looks like to me. In fact, yeah, just for comparison. Michael Myers. Nope, that's not right. Horrifying.
I don't think you've really said why you've done this.
What do you mean, why?
Like, what drove you to such occultness?
Science isn't about why, it's about why not.
How silly
He
of me.
does it to hurt us.
Look, I do it for the views, man. For the clicks.
I don't think you want the type of views that's going to attract.
What do you mean? I don't see what the issue is. The first one, I don't know if I even still have the file. I did, oh no, I put it on YouTube, just as an unlisted video. I did Ensign Rowe as Major Kira. Because of course Michelle Forbes, Ensign Rowe was originally intended to be Kira, and the character turned into Kira when Michelle Forbes turned down the role. If that sentence makes any sense. Michelle Forbes turned down the role of Kira, so they gave it to Nana Visitor.
Would she have been... Well, I mean, she defected, so she wouldn't be like Lieutenant Commander Rowe,
Yeah.
right? So, would she just be like another Bajoran militia person? Or would she be a random Maquis person?
Alright, here's Ro Kira. It looks okay there. I think that looks alright. Then you get to the close-ups and it's a little off. It's like weirdly off-center. So yeah. Yeah, that's unlisted.
And I think that's for the best.
Oh, I'm definitely going to... I don't care how badly it turns out. I'm doing the card video. That's happening. Oh, I don't care. That's going live. When it's done. Needs more training. Alright, everyone queue up to Little Green Men. We're starting in 10
shit.
seconds. Should I increase the time? Press
No, it's
play
good.
in 5,
It's good.
4, 3, 2, 1, play. Oh, hey, Morn. Oh no, I'm not swapping their faces, Dream Campus. I'm making them both Picard. Maybe I should swap them, but then I have to do the training twice. Because you have to train the model for each face you're replacing. It takes days. It's a whole thing. That was the result of letting it run overnight. I don't think you can fit those pajamas. Are you gonna frame them? What are you doing with the pajamas? Maybe they're very elastic.
One of the few times we see Cisco and Quarks.
He shows up a couple of times when he's extorting Quark.
Yeah.
It's one of his favorite pastimes. Once again, completely unclear how these Starfleet officers have money, what the deal is, if they get like a stipend to deal with other cultures. Who knows?
I always figure they traded for Latinum and then had some available.
Kira, why do you care? You can just make a new one. You have replicators.
Maybe
Just get another racket.
It was signed by Shakar.
Maybe he was signed by Sakar.
I don't know.
Oh no. This
Don't do it.
Right up in that mouth. Right up. There you go.
Michael, what are you doing?
got to. So this implies that Ferengi teeth at least have to keep growing. Otherwise, you're just losing tooth.
Yeah.
And I guess Klingon teeth do too, which I guess makes sense.
Maybe Worf just wants sharper teeth.
But I can feel that on my teeth when he does it. I don't like it.
Between this episode and the episode at the end of season 5 where they have to trade for the baseball card, I'm very concerned that Nog is not getting the idea that the Federation does not use currency.
What does Cousin Gala have against Quark? Why is he trying to, do what he's about to do?
He's a philanthropist.
Disgusting.
Why doesn't he just have, like, O'Brien look it over?
O'Brien's a human. He'll miss something.
Oh, yeah, but Rom's an idiot.
According to Nog, he's a mechanical genius.
Is it Rom? Is it perfect? This is a really expensive prank from Cousin Gala. Surely if you want to, do what you're going to do to Quark, there are a lot cheaper ways to do it. Someplace like Earth. I mean, it's true, Gala can't afford it with his own moon. But he's not going to be able to keep that fortune if he spends it extravagantly like this.
starting to think that the owning of the moon isn't actually that big of a deal. What if it's like a really, really bad moon that nobody wants?
I don't know. People talk about like capturing an asteroid, and that'll basically solve all mineral issues on Earth, all metal issues.
Skip the intro. Do it. Do it.
No, don't skip the intro.
It might be a good terraformed moon.
Very true.
I think my Bluetooth went crazy. Could you not hear me earlier?
I could hear you. Well, I don't know how much you were talking, but
Oh, it's
I
like
heard
about
you.
Nog and money.
I heard that.
Yeah, just didn't know
Make
what
it-
to respond.
So just ignore me. Cool.
Yes,
Just check.
exactly. Yeah, moon is also a somewhat unclear term. I mean, like, Titan is a moon. Deimos and Phobos are moons, but they're just trash moons. Worthless.
How dare you?
Ganymede is a pretty cool moon. Everybody loves Ganymede. Callisto's okay. And, I mean, of course we have Earth's moon, which is... It has some nice materials on it, but It's mostly just a shiny rock. It's just a reflective rock.
Things is our moon got a name, or is it literally just called the moon?
It's called Luna.
I mean, kinda. It's called Luna in the same sense that the sun is called Sol. Nobody actually calls it that. Unless they're aliens. Yeah, Earth's moon has a lot of nostalgia going for it, but on its own merits, I'm not convinced it's that great of a moon. Yeah, Europa's a lot better.
It provides eclipses. That's pretty awesome.
It does. It is a really good size and distance for eclipses. Charon's a weird moon, because I'm not entirely clear on whether Charon... Oh, hey, Morn. Whether Charon is actually supposed to be technically a moon. It seems more like a binary planet or binary dwarf planet.
As I recall, I think the definition of moon is fuzzy, precisely on
Yeah.
that sort of point. They haven't solidified it the way they have with planets.
Very generous indeed. Actually, it's not that generous. I mean, you need to go for a test flight anyway. And we could probably live without tides if we got rid of the moon. I don't think we need tides. Oh, there's the fish skeleton we just panned up from. That was a fish.
Do we need a fish counter now?
I think we might have to update that entirely too often. But it's very important to note that it's there. No need to be paranoid, Nog. They're friendly. Nope, I don't think it's gonna do that. Probably don't ask them to chew your food for you, though, if that's, if you're trying to do that. I mean,
He
I've
learns that
never
eventually.
tried asking someone to chew my food for me, but I can't imagine it going over well.
Did they say how old Nog is supposed to be?
Similar age to Jake, I think.
So it'd be like 16-ish.
Hmm. Well, they're treating going to the academy as like going to university or college, so it's about like that type of age.
Yeah. Quark's treasure. Quark's treasure, Cisco's pimp hand. Very personalized ships they got going. Jesus, only 5,000 years? Wow. Yeah, we're a trash species. Only 5,000 years of banking?
Best line ever.
The speed of technological advancement is not nearly as important as short-term quarterly gains. Once again, Ferengi are just... Would it be offensive to say Ferengi are basically space Americans?
They're a parody of, like...
It would be accurate.
It's okay, I'm allowed to say that, because I'm also an American, but I'm not a space American.
I think it would probably be better to say that the Ferengi are a personification of greed, in particular.
They're just capitalism taken to its extreme. Faint signal, I mean, obviously you can't post what the question was without the chatbot getting rid of it again. But the chatbot does get rid of, I mean, the YouTube's filter gets rid of some things that seem innocuous, like it filters out the word single. It's a fairly innocuous word that gets rid of. Just because that's a word that a lot of bots actually do use. And of course, chemosite. The chemosite that they're smuggling is the same material that the Xindi use in their Death Star in Enterprise. I can actually get the full list of words that it blocks out. I can find that tab again. YouTube Studio. That does look remarkably like Captain Sisko. It's okay, the actual episode hasn't really started yet. We're allowed to be distracted. Yeah, here's all the words that are blocked. In addition to links, you cannot say any of this. Yeah, this is such an expensive assassination attempt. It's so expensive.
Yeah.
Just get someone to shoot him. That'd be way cheaper.
Get that perfume selling assassin on the case.
Yeah, the, oh, what were they called?
Don't ask me, I can't remember. That's when we had the line on his face.
Yes, we will be doing streams of Enterprise eventually. We'll be doing, probably Voyager first, and then Enterprise. I mean, I can type them all out for you. Though it's... Most of it is stuff that you just... Hang on, I don't need to. I can just... There we go. I can just make it bigger. Now I can't read the YouTube chat, but it's bigger now.
You can't post a heart or a banana?
Nope. Because, oh, you have no idea how... You know what? I can just show you. Hang on, we're pausing the video. No, we're not pausing, but I know what's happening in the background. I've seen this episode enough times. I don't need to actually see it. Let me go to the comments, and we can see how many get filtered out. I don't really look at this that often, so there might be some legit ones that have gotten filtered. Let's see, they usually come from live streams. Let's see, here's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Is that really the whole list? Like, boyfriend but not girlfriend?
Yeah, because all the sex bots, they only say, like, I need a boyfriend. It's never I need a girlfriend.
Well, right, but I don't know. You think they would switch it up if they're getting blocked like that?
No, it's the same, like, 10 messages repeated over and over again. It was just a weather balloon in Roswell. So yes, in Star Trek canon, in Roswell, there are, in fact, aliens.
In Independence Day canon also.
And Futurama canon.
I do like the... I like this, what is he? Is he a general? Who is this guy?
Yeah.
But I like him. He really fits the stereotype.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he had a few stars on him. Yeah, it looks like he's got 2 stars.
Yeah.
He's played by Charles Napier, who showed up in the original series as the space hippie.
As a space hippie?
Yes.
That
Have
is-
you never seen that
the
original?
space hippies. Oh boy.
I mean, I'm sure I have seen it, but I haven't seen the original series in like 6 years.
Oh, I can't.
And I
wait till
only
we get
watched
to
it once.
You're gonna love that shit.
There are only a select few episodes that I've ever rewatched since then. Yep, Ferengi language. The only episode we'll ever... Oh,
Hey,
did you see that dog there? That dog looked real freaked out when they pulled their guns out.
well, that dog's never used a gun before.
That... True. For multiple reasons.
Hmm.
That dog doesn't believe in using guns or phasers.
No. Though I think it's was more concerned about the Ferengi getting shot. That's racist. Yep, Quark can't say things like that. Does this look like the Divine Treasury?
Bidding on your new life.
Does the Divine Treasury really have an eye chart? Eye examination chart? Could be the vault. Yeah, latinum is liquid, so how the Divine Treasury is made of latinum, I'm not entirely clear on that point. Maybe you have to swim through the Divine Treasury. Of course, what's really happening here is that it's just supposed to represent that the Ferengi can't understand them, but that might be considered like the Universal Translator distorting it. Still translating, but distorting.
I think that's the case because they talk about the radiation in the atmosphere affecting it, I think.
Radiation? What could the radiation be from?
Are you genuinely asking?
No. I'm just trying to get someone to say beta radiation from nuclear fission. Radiation? What kind of radiation?
Damn Aussies.
Sounds about right.
Is this what Australians do all the time? Hang on, I know some
That's what
people
happens when
that
you're
are currently in
upside down.
Australia. I can go and ask them. Oh, careful, Quark. Gonna pull that prosthetic right off.
Oh, hi, Doc.
So- Is it just me or did Quark just say something homeboy?
That's what
He
it
did,
sounded like,
yeah.
yeah.
I heard that. Definitely.
Oh, look at that guy in the background holding his gun up. Awful trigger discipline. What is he doing?
It's not on the trigger, at least. At least
It's
on
not
the
in this
outside.
shot. It was in the last shot.
Oh, okay.
Also,
Looks
she
like dude
can
is
point
about
at
to try and
ground at all
shoot the
times if you're
ceiling.
Not pointing at something.
No Umox.
No.
I don't think I want that translated. Yatafa.
That's a start. You could see that easily.
The what?
I
What
may
could
be
we
a
see?
little bit ahead of you guys.
What did he say though? I didn't quite hear you.
She said the only thing I can tell you is that they're not human, and he said that's a start. And I'm like, you could obviously see that before you even touched them.
Yes. Yes. Hopefully that is clear to them. But I mean, they are primitive people in like the 40s or something. Maybe people in the 40s didn't know what a human looked like.
I think Roswell was in the 50s.
Well, they
mean-
said, calendar said, 1947.
Yeah.
Oh, did it?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
I just know that's what Amazon's episode description said, 1947.
Yeah, July.
Oh, interesting. Amazon's descriptions must be more spoilery than Netflix's. Netflix are always really coy. Like, they tried to bring Naga along to Earth.
They
Nothing
raided
particular
their
happens.
own planet? Yeah, oh yeah, Amazon doesn't hold nothing back. If you're doing a first watch through, don't read the descriptions. Just keep pressing next episode.
It'd be kind of nice to have both, just to be able to tell you, yes, I've seen this show before. Tell me it's the episode where they, go to Roswell.
I like how she thinks that Rom is the one that's hitting on her, and not Quark. Neepgren. Okay, I'm gonna remember that. In Ferengi, thank you is Neepgren. It's a good thing they brought an engineer along.
They're actually both for him.
It's a 2-cigarette problem. He's really stressed out. Interesting choice of
Boldly
words.
going.
Boldly going. Yeah, they're gonna pull that joke a couple times in this episode. Where the lady just quotes the Federation later.
They're on some kind of Star Trek.
They're astronauts. No, they're not from Mars. The Mars people are like blob tentacle people and they walk around in tripods. We all know this. So I assume beetle snuff then is perfectly safe.
Yeah.
It just makes you sneeze. I mean, they're not bound by the Temporal Prime Directive. They're Ferengi. Do whatever they want. Oh, what a good dog.
A dog.
Yeah, it's a good dog.
Question. So, spoilers, that's Odo. But what happened to the dog he replaced? Did he have to, like...
You don't want to know.
I do.
I
Poor
don't
dog.
think he
Thousand it.
replaced a specific dog. I think it's just assumed that there are German Shepherds on the military base.
He ate the dog.
I don't think anyone's going to notice if there's just another German Shepherd.
There's a really
Wait.
dark moment in the deleted scenes where T-1000's the dog.
Oh, dude.
Wait, wasn't there a thing after World War II, like German shepherds and a lot of German dogs were like put down, and it was bad form basically to have a German dog?
Are they even German, or are they just called German Shepherds?
We just call them
Are German Shepherds
here.
like French fries? Hang on.
I don't,
German
I don't-
Shepherd.
because I think I remember that with dachshunds, like they were.
Okay, it did originate in Germany. Fine.
So I don't think they would have a German shepherd on a military base in 1947. Probably not.
And please, we have Herr Deutschland here. You have to be considerate of German. It is a Dachshund. Not a
Maybe.
Dachshund. A Dachshund.
A sehr gut deutscher Hund.
This is America. It's a dash hound.
A Dachshund.
A Wiener Hund.
What do Ferengi use again? They use disruptors, don't they?
I think so.
They use whips.
They do use whips.
Okay, true. They do use exactly one whip in Enterprise, but it looks way better there than it did in TNG. They really improved the whip design.
Gold is worthless.
I assume that Ferengi use the United States method with their weapons of going with the lowest bidder. I like that the general has sussed him out immediately. Whatever. Yeah, I mean, Americans turning down a weapons sale? It's unthinkable. Who is the president right now? Is it... I'm not that read up on my 20th century history after
It should
World War
still be
II.
Truman in 47. He doesn't leave office until he gets voted out in 48, I think.
Okay. I was thinking Eisenhower.
No, because he was VP in 44. So yeah, he would still be president right now.
Okay.
Quite a list.
I mean, it seems pretty thorough to me.
I like it how those are basically the four things he knows.
Yeah. He knows about kayaking too, I assume.
True.
Oh, very American music. Oh, hey, Odo.
You know, in the history of Star Trek, I don't ever remember there being a Ferengi woman portrayed sexually.
Anything can be sexy if you try hard enough.
I'm
Could
sure
you
there-
rub my erogenous zone directly in front of my father?
Oh, this has got to be so uncomfortable for Rom. No, he doesn't seem to mind.
No.
Yeah, that's considering they're Ferengi, that's pretty explicit of a scene. Alex Kurtzman had a hand in this, I know it.
See, this is where the whole Odo's not good at shapeshifting thing kind of falls apart. That's a
Yeah, that-
perfect German Shepherd.
That looks a lot harder to do than human skin. What?
there's also still a two-way mirror in that room.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So someone just saw a shapeshifter.
yeah, it's fine. Don't worry about it. Yeah, I was also going to point out that when Odo was still a dog on his shoulders, I was going to say, oh, look at that fuzzy border. But I mean, it's a dog. He always has a fuzzy border. That's the whole thing. In fact, I'll be going to see a German Shepherd today. That should be good. It's usually be Gene Roddenberry's fault, but I think Gene Roddenberry's out of the show. He might be dead at this point.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, very dead at this point.
Yeah. So this in particular is Gene Roddenberry's fault, but it's usually him. If Quark really insists on saying, I think it's Odo's duty to strangle him to death, sink him in a lake. No, it wouldn't be Rick Berman's fault. Well, I mean, it might actually be Rick Berman's fault, but anything that's about direct physical intimacy, we'll say,
Ooh,
it's Gene
Quark's-
Roddenberry.
Quark's makeup is really bad there. You can see
No, it looks okay.
you can see the border
Yeah, you can see it right on
on the cheeks.
the cheek, yeah.
I never
Yeah,
had
there's times where I can.
Yeah,
I've
high
seen up
def is
his
not
nostril.
kind to this shot.
Yeah, anything physical is Gene Roddenberry's fault. Anything that's like putting a woman in a catsuit is Rick Berman's fault.
Wait, what's Rick Morton's fault?
And like putting women, just being generally sexist toward people.
Ah,
Yeah, any
Warforged is
any
pretty cool
cursing is
design,
Kurtzman's
think about
fault.
it.
Even in shows
Isn't-
before Kurtzman got in.
Isn't this the era when like morphing was still like really amazing to see?
When what was?
Morphing,
yeah.
Oh,
like that
yeah.
was really exciting for some years in the 90s.
Does anyone remember a 90s kids show called like The Amazing Adventures of Alex Mack or something like that?
Yes,
Yes, that's
Yes.
morphing,
That's great
it
show.
very much looks like that. Oh, I remember that. Secret World of Alex Mack.
That's the one.
Yeah, Terry Farrell, who played Dax, not a great relationship with Rick Berman because Rick Berman was doing Rick Berman stuff behind the scenes.
That trigger discipline is horrible.
Wait, I don't see anyone. Oh, there it is. I don't know. I think it's fair in this case because they're actually threatening to shoot them. I think he's already told you everything he knows about the Russians. Oh, that's a waste. No need to be overly dramatic about it, lady. Just inject him.
It's interesting. The makeup was much better in that shot.
Oh, Jesus. Poor Quark. Sodium pentothal. Alright, now I'm just looking up what sodium pentothal is actually used for. What does that do? It's a general
On TV, it's
anesthetic.
definitely the truth serum, but
I think it's supposed to make you suggestive.
yeah.
It's an anesthetic.
Yeah, a lot of them do that.
And it apparently used to be the first stage in lethal injection. It was meant to make the prisoner dull to the pain of, what they were actually going to do.
So the funny thing is, at this point, we actually had no problem with the Russians. They didn't even blow up a bomb for 2 years after this.
1947, 2 years after the war, that they helped us quite a lot in.
I think in 1947, I saw a video from then where they were talking about how great Russia was, and it was actually made by the army.
Supreme Commander.
$300 Marauder-class attack cruisers. I think the Marauder class is that thing that went against the Enterprise over in TNG.
Yeah, the Marauder class is the traditional Ferengi starship.
Yeah. The appointed hour. No, why? Why would you do that? Still not Martians. In Michigan? Not Cleveland.
I think that
What
might
would
be
we do
an
without
improvement over
Cleveland? Mind melds. Nog and Rom are trying so hard to move past the more problematic parts of Ferengi culture, but there's still the occasional statement there. For a primitive female, she's pretty smart.
No, it's
They're
appropriate.
trying. Oh, hey, Odo.
I guess it's interesting to note that I guess universal translators work both ways. Like both people don't have to have them.
Yeah.
First contact would be tricky otherwise.
Yeah. I mean,
All the times they beam down to alien planets in disguise. Wait, the proving grounds in Nevada? Are you going to irradiate your own planet? Alliance of planets?
Yeah.
I mean, he's not wrong. Earth did get involved in a lot of wars. They had a war with the Romulans that, I mean, it was kind of a draw, I think. There was the war with the Klingons, which they basically lost. It was a Pyrrhic victory. Then there was another war with the Klingons that, I mean, nothing really much happened in it. They had a war with the Cardassians. I think they fought the Green at some point.
They've had what he described as the last Zenkethi war, implying there was loads of them.
Yep, Zenkethi Wars. Yeah, they just banged the ship in the side of the hangar. Don't worry about it. It'll buff out. That looks like some old test footage. Very convincing, Rom. Thank you.
If Odo is unconscious, quote unquote unconscious, shouldn't he just be a blob on the floor?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, that's nice of them. Not even asking for identification, just, hey, you need some help? You good? Need anything? A drink? Want to come in?
Well, this isn't Earth of Discovery era.
Which Discovery era?
The most recent one where they have shields around the entire planet.
And Nog is gone. So you should be showing up in season 4 in like 8 to 10 episodes, I think. Whenever we have the shapeshifter threat in the coup on Earth. Rom going back to his devilish, scheming roots from season 1.
He's the true villain of the story.
He's the true villain.
Call Captain Lavoie for Quark.
I don't. Admiral Louvois just kind of refused to make a ruling that one time. I don't know if Philip is very helpful. Alright, so 1 minute for the next episode, The Sword of Kahless. Now, before we watch this, you're going to need to think back to the Klingon Civil War from TNG. It's very important. In particular, the son of Duras, Tural. Worf was kind enough to just let him go. Gowron wanted to execute him. Worf was like, nah, just let him go. It'll be fine. This will never come back to bite us. And it won't. Everything's going to be fine. Don't worry about it. If anyone else would like to join the Discord, there's a link to that in the description. It's open to anyone. Just click in. Press play in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, play. Oh, hey, Core. I always forget that he showed up earlier. I keep thinking his first appearance was that episode where he dies.
Oh gosh, he showed up much earlier than that.
Yeah, he showed up here and he showed up in Blood Oath in season 2. He has several roles here. Don't Rivers of Lava... Doesn't that all happen in the animated series? Aren't there rivers of lava somewhere? Like a bird person? That doesn't seem like a very nice thing. It's just a massacre. That's gross. Did you eat it? That's disgusting, Core. Why would you eat just some dude's heart?
That's what they have to do.
But why do they have to do that?
You have to eat the heart of your enemies.
To gain their power?
I mean, I don't know if that's what it is, but that is definitely a Klingon thing. Because it becomes a complication later when, spoilers, Jadzia dies and Worf is upset because she never ate the heart of her enemies.
Yeah. Which seems like a ridiculous requirement to go to Klingon heaven. Because, I mean, there can't be that many hearts to go around. If every single Klingon has to kill at least one person and eat their heart, that does not seem sustainable at all. That is just perpetual state of war.
Well, I mean, you don't necessarily have to kill people. It's just if you kill one of your enemies, eat their heart. Now, I don't know what that means in the era of space travel when, essentially you blow up a ship and you vaporize everybody in it, but,
Maybe they keep, like, a livestock slave species that they just constantly breed tons of people so every Klingon has one to kill. Factory farming honor. Yeah, like Kelpians, except you eat their hearts instead of the ganglia. And I'm thinking instead of just, like, harvesting them, you, like, have gladiatorial arenas so you can kill your enemy. Otherwise, it probably doesn't count.
Yeah, I think that was an Idanian in the background.
An Idanian?
Aren't they information merchants?
Oh, Euridian.
Or Iridian.
Yes, that was definitely a Euridian there. And that guy on the left, I don't know what he is. He looks kind of like a vampire. Oh, the Emperor. Because, of course, the Emperor, we haven't gone there in TNG yet, but the Emperor will be Kahless's clone. Kahless 2.
They grew you in a test tube like a fungus.
Not like a
some
fungus,
sort of-
like some kind of fungus.
Yeah.
Some kind of fungus.
Did we ever see the Hall of Heroes? They talk about it a lot. I don't remember ever seeing a statue.
Is that
Is
not
that-
just where the party's been held when Cisco and that lot go?
I don't
Yeah,
think
that's-
so.
No, that's Taiga Core.
Ah, I'm bad.
I assume that the Hall of Heroes is on Kronos. Shroud, the authentic shrouds of the sword. That's quite the phrasing, given all the authentic shrouds of Jesus that have been found. The last time I heard of a shroud being found was like 10 years ago, but it just occurred to me. I never followed up to see what they did with it. Are they still finding those things? Ah, the Shroud of Turin, that's what it is.
Yep.
No, Shroud of Turin's been around forever.
First mentioned in 1354, denounced in 1389. Brought up again in 2013, and they took like digital images of it to reconstruct stuff. So yeah, that 2013 is what I'm thinking of then. When they started doing imaging.
And figured out that it was fake.
Yep, that was another Lethian. So Kor is going to have his own mind adventure, where people take on different aspects of his personality.
Yeah.
Probably not going to be on the station, though. Maybe this is why he develops space dementia later on. Brain damage from the Lethian. Do not press skip intro, by the way. Don't do it. Oh, we lost Herr Deutschland. I guess that means we won't be getting a cat. No cat. So yeah, what did happen with the Shroud of Turin? What was the deal with that? Because I didn't keep up after I heard about the thing in the first place.
I don't know.
Let's see, Wikipedia. It appears to be currently on display in the cathedral in Turin. Oh no, it's not anymore. They got rid of that in 2015. So I guess it's just hanging out in a basement somewhere. Let's see, historical analysis, image analysis. What am I looking for here? Reliefs, ultraviolet radiation. Okay, so basically nothing happened with it.
Sounds about right.
It's just kind of hanging out. I mean, I just know Turin is a Lord of the Rings character in what the Apocrypha. Turin and Hurin. There's probably a Burin in there. And a Kurin. They do often call Frankie toad-faced. Seems to be the popular insult.
And trolls.
And trolls. Uridian brandy he had. Renee Echeverra's here. Good. Herc DNA. Well, it looks like this shroud at least is legit. That's nice. At least we have one shroud. Directed by LeVar Burton, Geordie LaForge. That is not a shaver. That's clearly just blue plastic, but you do you.
That'd be so great.
Now that's the whole reason I grew the beard in the first place, because shaving is just such an inconvenience.
Me too.
Screw that. I'm not spending every single morning dealing with that. Just trim it like once every 2 weeks. It's fine.
I have to shave for my job, so that sucks.
That's unfortunate.
Yeah. Thankfully, I don't work in the respiratory side of medicine anymore, so I don't have to shave in case I have to wear an N95. Can grow a glorious beard.
I mean, if you're trying to do psychology, then you have to grow like a 2 to 3 inch salt and pepper beard. It's very important to the image.
A very Freudian beard.
Very Freudian. And, you know, I've heard that Freud is the most respected psychologist. Solid theories. He even shows up in Star Trek.
There's some good things he added to the field, but yeah, not really.
Yeah, I can't really shave to stubble because I'm so pale and my hair is really dark. So it looks awful if I just have stubble. It's just the worst. Even if I shave completely, you can still see the little bits of hair just below the skin, and it's bad.
Yeah.
Just keep the beard.
Yeah, I hated shaving because it always turned my skin into hamburger, basically.
Yeah, that's an issue too.
Yeah. I don't know why it took so long for me to just decide to go a beard.
For me, the issue was I just physically couldn't grow one for a really long time. All right, the episode is now starting. We are now actually doing something. Of course, really dramatic. So, the Herc then must have come from the Gamma Quadrant. Interesting that they would have enslaved the Klingons way over on the other side of the galaxy.
They used the gateway.
Worf's just trying to show off for the Dahar Master. He never does this normally. And there he is. What are you gargling?
Bloodline, of course.
Not his own saliva. A most magnificent dream. Are you cooking something over there?
Right?
Oh, yes, I am. Should I mute myself?
I can just turn your volume down for the show.
I'll mute myself until I'm done.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was just a dream core. They're dead. They're very dead. It's a nice Earth-like planet. Lots of blue going on. And were they really plunderers, or did they just do archaeological digs? Were they really evil? This might just be Klingon propaganda.
One man's archaeologist is another man's plunderer.
And Captain Picard himself has a bunch of artifacts in his quarters. In his ready room. Various Starfleet officers have old relics in their quarters. Sounds like they're the great plunderers of the galaxy.
So Starfleet are the Brits and everybody else is Egypt?
Sure. I was thought you were gonna go with India there.
Well, I mean, they colonized India. They stole everything from Egypt.
Okay. The field destabilizers to create an interference pattern. Ah, of course, reverse the polarity. That'll solve it. That always solves it. Have you tried a neutrino beam?
Usually reversing the polarity is a classic John Pertwee line from Doctor Who.
Perhaps they could emit some kind of tachyon field. Really? It's been hundreds of years. What is the battery life on that force field?
Could be geothermal energy.
I guess. Or maybe the force field isn't normally there and it just activates when something gets close. It's just a motion sensor.
No, they detected it from orbit.
Okay. And it doesn't look like there's anything in here. It's just some pots and some sand. I don't think that the force field is quite like E-Ink. I think it's probably a little more energy intensive. Though I did do some reading on my new Kindle, and it's pretty good. Though, right, so, I was reading Sherlock Holmes, as if there's another Sherlock, and the stories are really good in isolation, but when you read them all together, they get a bit repetitive. They're kind of all the same.
I mean, that was the whole point of that one episode with Data and Pulaski in season 2.
You can just instantly solve any episode, any single mystery, because they're all the same.
Yeah.
I mean, yes, also in that there's a mystery and he solves it. That's true. That does happen and everything, but that's not specifically what I'm referring to and that it's repetitive. Like 2 of the stories, pretty close to each other. One of them was, there was this mystery and someone's missing, and the real person was someone we've already met wearing a disguise. And a couple stories later, there's someone missing, and we discover in the end that the real person is just wearing a disguise. And it's the same kind of disguise, in the exact same scenario, with the details slightly changed.
So what you're telling me is Sherlock Holmes is 19th century Scooby-Doo.
Kinda. And I still like it. I'm going to keep reading. But hopefully they get a little more variety. And every story goes... There's the initial mystery, where someone is missing, or someone was murdered. They go and talk to someone who's like, I had nothing to do with this. Here's the details. Everyone's all, oh, this guy's super guilty. He knows all these details. You're like, he's not guilty. He knows all these details. And then they track down the real person, which has some variety in it. And then in the end, they bring them back to Baker Street. And the person who did it gives their entire life story leading up to the crime. Yeah, the last part is it's just the life story. It's like 3 pages of just the villain expositing. A Study in Scarlet was really weird. I mean, we could talk about the episode, but listen, A Study in Scarlet really threw me off. Because halfway through the story, it just transitioned into a Wild West love romance novel. With no explanation. Until after the story was done. It was just mystery, 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 mystery. We caught the guy, romance novel. What? Where did that happen? Yeah, the Mormon stuff. There was no lead up to it. It just suddenly transitioned. So that's Tyrol, right? I wasn't paying too close attention. That's Tyrol?
Yeah, that's Tyrol.
Okay. Oh, there's a Lethian. What do you want to do with the sword? Come on, Tyrol, you already tried this. It didn't work. Worf, just shoot him. Actually, I don't think Worf has a gun. He just has, like, his MacLeod on the back of his sash. Also, I accidentally just pulled out my, my cord here. Let me... Alright, I can hear again. You know, that's a very common maneuver where they jam the sword upward into someone, but that never seems to kill them. Is the sword not sharp? They keep hitting people in the head with the sharp bit of the sword, but it never works.
But Bashir said that decapitations and
Lacerations.
Maybe it's just the FCC. It would kill, but the FCC said it can't.
or it can't show it anyway.
We can't show the decapitation.
Haha, now you get to die in a cave.
They get to starve to death. Well, that's nice. See, it's not evil because they didn't murder him directly.
Yeah, they do the Batman, the animated series type deaths.
I don't kill. I just set people up to die.
I don't kill.
Slow, unavoidable deaths.
Yeah,
See,
I don't.
The problem is, if they killed all those guys, they'd have to sit around for a few hours eating all those hearts, and they really just want to get going.
It's so much work. But then, if they did that, then Dax could get into Stovacore. We would avoid that whole issue.
Hey, it's a vole.
Because he did. It's fine. The House of Duras has been disgraced repeatedly by this point. They'll be fine. Got disgraced in Enterprise, got disgraced in TNG. Every time a Duras shows up, they get disgraced. Apparently, you did tell them something of consequence. Jeez, just getting right under Worf's skin there. Hit him right where it hurts. That he's not good enough of a Klingon.
They're both right.
Could they have at least imprisoned Tyrell? They didn't have to let him go. He did, like, stage a rebellion.
Probably a silly question, but do Klingons have prisons? Has that been established?
They do.
They have,
Oh, okay.
Well, they at least have penal colonies.
I remember in TNG there was a Euridian who begs Riker not to hand him over to the Klingons. And he does not want to go to a Klingon prison.
and in the Pale Moonlight, what's his face rescues the guy from a Klingon prison.
Oh,
of
yeah.
course, yeah.
Oh, and there's the Klingon
We've
prison
seen-
ship in Discovery, but that was before this era.
We also see Ruapente, which is the lithium mine on
Oh,
the
yeah.
asteroid.
Though that's less of a prison, more a slow execution.
Yeah, it's a penal colony.
You go there to die, to be killed just by exertion. No, really, Core, what is it? Does this count as your enemy? At what point does it change from artistic license and embellishment to just straight up lying? Apparently Worf thinks that's right now. Of course a jerk.
Don't be so mean about it.
You're hurting Worf's feelings, Core. What are you doing? He's calling Worf not a Klingon. He has, like, severe classism issues. He denied Martok because he was lowborn. He has face dementia. That Emperor is Kahless. Are your people not united already? They seem united to me. Wait, against Gowron? Worf, are you trying to overthrow Gowron now? Wait, when did this happen? Why does Worf want to get rid of Gowron? Okay, I'm totally unclear on what the actual motivations are here for both of them. Okay, so Korra wants to keep it for himself. Does anyone know what Worf actually wants? What his goal is here?
I don't think Worf knows what Worf wants.
Well, he'll get into that later.
Don't worry, Worf. Even if he does leave the Empire, it'll only be for like 2 years. Don't worry about it. Though, as we think we've established elsewhere, swords are not the good basis for government. True executive power derives from mandate from the masses.
Some tart in a lake dishing out swords.
And if someone lobbed a mechleth at me and said I was the Emperor, I don't think it would work. You can't just use the sword. Also, why would the sword count for more when we literally have Kahless? Surely any sword that the Emperor is using is Kahless' sword.
But he's not the real Kahless, though.
Does anyone even know that? Oh, yeah, they did reveal that, actually. Yeah, they revealed that publicly. Apparently he wasn't happy being a Starfleet officer. He just wanted an old sword. Okay. That was nice of the Rozhenkos.
Mm-hmm.
Let Worf go all the way to Kronos. In the caves of Nomad. I mean, that's pretty vague. And that seems, Worf, that kind of seems like that was just your own hopes for yourself, manifesting in a dream.
Yeah, that's pretty much how horoscopes work and psychics, right?
Do something very vague.
Worf, did you go see a psychic and get a cold reading done? Interesting that they always say, oh, you're a very special person. You're pretty cool. Why do they never have a vision that says, look, you're just a worthless Klingon, just go work in an office?
Yeah, your ass is going back to jail, so don't even try. That's my reading. The end.
This is a pretty slow episode, but eventually something is going to happen again.
Is this the same cave where Picard and Crusher were climbing up?
That looks like the same ledge that we... Actually, I think this is the Alamoraine cave. I think this is the cave from Move Along Home where they, where Dax gets crushed and they have to jump the chasm.
Oh, yeah. Alamoraine Cave.
What else am I going to call it?
No, it's a good name. I like it.
It's probably also the Fire Caves, probably.
Yeah.
What about the? Is it the same one? The fake Picard's son loves climbing.
It might be. I haven't seen that episode in forever, but I would be surprised if it's not. Worf, if you're so confident that he's gonna land on the ledge, just let go with the sword. He'll be fine.
Yeah.
Come on, Worf. You're a big, strong man. Pull him up. You're not even using two hands, Worf.
He's hurt his shoulder, hasn't
I mean, you could help a little bit, surely. Alright, how about that ledge? So Worf just wanted to murder Core. That's good. I'm not totally clear on why the sword just makes everyone evil who sees it.
Well,
It's
that's
so
what happens.
precious.
Well, that's what happens with a lot of like any kind of religious artifact. As soon as you have it, you think that you're going to get god powers.
It's just a sword. It's some sharp metal, man. Chill.
It's a divine sword.
Oh, yes, Kahless made it when he... What did he do? He, like, put his hair in a volcano or something?
Yep.
And then cooled
Yeah.
it and God, I bet Kahless just got, like, the first convenient sword from the blacksmith. Now everyone's obsessing over it. Jesus, Worf.
When did he get so murdery?
Apparently when he saw the sword, when he saw his precious.
Mm.
It's his own. Worf does actually try to murder someone again later for Klingon tradition. He tries to murder his own brother. Just, you know,
And he does murder
uncool.
someone eventually.
Who does he... Oh,
Murder.
Gowron?
Gowron, yeah.
Yeah.
That's okay, that was state-sanctioned murder. Because Gowron was inconvenient for the Federation.
No, he lobotomizes his brother. There's a difference.
Yeah. He only murdered his soul, not his body.
Yeah. And that's okay.
Are you talking about yourself or the sword?
What about Dax?
Or about Dax? Yeah, how Klingons think about corpses, whether it's just a shell or if it's meaningful, it changes. Don't worry about
You can't
just
even-
anything in Star. Anything about Klingons, just treat it as soft canon. It's always changing.
As much as I'm like a stickler for like canon and all of that stuff, it just kind of reveals that humans or Klingons are as diverse as humans. They're not.
And a
all
lot
the
of them are
same.
just insane.
Oh.
You know what else? Sherlock should really stop inviting people to his house.
Yeah.
That is the worst place to arrest people. Half the time he doesn't even arrest him. He's like, okay, no, that was a pretty cool motive. You can leave. That's fine. What is wrong with you, Sherlock?
Cool motive, still murder.
Yeah, no, that's not Sherlock's thing. It's cool motive. So cool.
They're in a cave, so where is all this light coming from?
Fluorescent mushrooms.
They're luminescent rocks. Don't worry about it.
All right.
Oh, that's where the light's coming from. The phasers. Sorry, disruptors. Core, you're moving at like walking pace. They could just shoot you. Again, Worf, it's just a sword. It doesn't have special powers. It's literally just a sword. Yeah, they didn't starve to death, and now Dax gets the opportunity to eat the heart of one of her enemies. Personally, I'd go for the Lethian.
No, they're too salty.
See, that's the thing, though. I feel like a regular heart would just be... I feel like it would need salt.
I don't know. Depending on it, the heart could be lean. You probably want to like fry it or like maybe pan sear it.
This
Little
just feels like
rosemary.
Frodo and Gollum at the crack of doom. Just fighting over the ring. Yeah, are you allowed to cook the heart, or do you just have to eat it raw?
In blood of Targ.
I'm not sure pan-searing would work. I feel like a heart is too thick that it wouldn't cook all the way through.
Well, you have to. You probably have to do it like a steak, right?
Yeah, you'd have to do some slow cooking. Put it in the
Get a
oven.
Get a nice crust on it and then put it in the oven.
No, I think it would be better to oven it first, then get the sear.
Could work.
Is that called reverse searing?
It is called reverse searing, yes.
Okay.
Sous vide heart.
No. Look. I don't know why sous vide is an option. Why that's a thing. But unless you're like making rice, don't make it sous vide. I should start describing my rice as sous vide. Make it sound fancy.
If you put dry rice in a bag and then put it in water, it's just going to make hot rice. Hot, dry rice.
Okay,
Yeah.
fine. You poke some holes in the bag, it'll be fine.
At that point, you
That's-
just made a rice cooker.
Yeah, that's just steamed rice with extra steps.
And no more sword.
But it comes back in a non-canon way.
Oh, how does it come back?
In Star Trek Armada, I think it is, the video game, Worf recovers it to restabilize the Klingon Empire.
Okay. I mean, yeah, it won't be going anywhere. Considering how big space is, it'll be right here for thousands of years. Easy to find.
Really, when
Probably.
you think about it, it's just slithering, and it's not right.
Probably bounced around by a bunch of ships, like deflector shields. It's just being ping-ponged around space.
And someone found Data, or not Data, the opposite of Data, Lore, when he was just drifting in space. Someone can find the sword.
Does
Alright,
the sword... Sorry, go on.
So next is the best episode of the day. I
Yeah.
think we can all agree.
We can.
Agreed. Yes.
Our man, Bashir. One of the
Oh.
best episodes in the entire
Oh
series.
hell yes!
Cisco gives his greatest performance.
Yes. Cisco loves playing the villain. Sorry, Avery Brooks loves playing the villain. Probably Cisco too, honestly.
Yeah.
Yeah, Cisco does play the villain with Commander What's-His-Face.
It's worth
With
every second.
Eddington.
Yeah.
Again, if anyone else wants to join the voice chat, there's a link to Discord in the description. You just click on that and you're in. Just join the voice chat channel. We're probably not going to be getting any triangle ships this episode. Probably not in on Earth. There will be plenty of good one-liners. Should be good. Evil Cisco.
You must know the Dax symbiotes in order to join the Discord.
Yeah.
I don't know the Dax symbionts out of order. All right, press play in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, play.
Our man Bashir.
Our
The
man
best
Bashir.
line-
Go ahead.
The best line is when Cisco, out of nowhere, just goes, "Ha!"
Oh yes.
He's a very high-pitched man when he wants to be, despite his deep, gruff voice.
Is this whole episode in the Hollow Suite? Like they actually
Most of
started
it.
in the Hollow Suite. I was expecting them to at least start out in the promenade.
Nah. We'll get a little bit of out of Holosuite, but never Bashir.
Wow. When I've seen the episode, but
This
Be
is way
careful
better
with
than
that
the
thing, Julian.
This is way better than the casino episode on TNG, where they're just stuck on a starship with a casino.
A badly written casino.
It was a dark and stormy night. Fun fact, the Kindle, when you get it, the example screen actually starts with, "It was a dark and stormy night."
Oh, you've read the book to this episode?
I have not. I didn't know that existed.
You said the Kindle.
Well, I mean, the Kindle. You can use the Kindle for other things. That's. What do you mean?
Oh, okay. Oh, you have a Kindle Fire that you're watching the video on.
No, he's talking about the Kindle he just bought.
Okay.
I've been reading Sherlock Holmes on my Kindle that I just bought.
Okay, cool. Indubitably.
And the example text, when you first get it, because it's e-ink, it just stays on the screen. The example text starts with, "It was a dark and stormy night."
Bashir is visibly annoyed that somebody would intrude into his hollow program.
Well, of
I
course.
would be too.
Me too.
That's just a massive violation of privacy.
And then she says it's illegal.
And he says it's illegal.
Carrick's having such a great time, though.
That is
Do you think
such.
that?
That is. Sorry.
Do you think Bashir picked up his love of spy novels from Garrick, from fantasizing about Garrick's life?
yeah.
For fantasizing about Garrick, not his life.
Like that is, I don't know if it was intentional or not, but that was a perfect line for like a Cardassian, like really intrusive government. Like, if you have nothing to hide, then let me look.
Why not let me
Yeah.
stay? Don't worry, that's something you can say in real life too, and people do.
You should be able to rewind the hollow program, but they never do. And
That's true.
That would break their immersion.
I mean, when you lose Super Mario Brothers, you just start again from the level from the checkpoint.
He plays with permadeath. That's what it is. It's hardcore.
Iron Man mode for the
Yeah.
Holosuite. Grab a bottle of champagne and shoot me. Garrick,
Skip
that's,
Skip
Where
intro 5.
don't press skip intro.
Usually it's Deblo who does that, but I guess somebody has to hold the torch.
Nobody press skip intro.
Don't skip intros here.
I'm just trying to help.
No, you're not.
Offer episode and social commentary during the intros.
You're trying to sabotage us.
By
You
the way,
fiend.
I've wanted to say this for a while, but I've just noticed since watching the stream, with you guys, there's a certain electronic thump 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 in the Deep Space Nine theme. I never heard that before.
It only started in this season, I think.
Yeah,
It changes to add it. It kind of annoys me because it's a rhythm section on a not very rhythmic song, and it never quite matches up.
Yeah, I'm always expecting Western classical music, and I hear like an element of techno out of nowhere. It's interesting. It doesn't destroy it.
Isn't it like a harp? It sounds like it's a harpsichord or dulcimer or something. One of them.
Haven't the faintest idea.
It's pretty
You
quiet.
gotta like listen to it on surround sound, Dolby speakers. You'll hear it.
Anyway, no, I don't like any of the new things about the theme song. I don't like the excess of runabouts either.
All the little worker bees moving around, fixing the station.
Where's the light? Where's the light coming from that's shining on the station?
The Bajoran Star.
Oh, they move far away from the Bajoran Star.
Yeah, they're not in the
No, they didn't move that far away.
Like Pluto is still illuminated. It's just cold.
Pluto is not illuminated. Like
Yeah, it is.
No, it's you could see a candle in the distance. That's what you see from the sun. So it's not illuminated.
Well, they're only like 3 hours from Bajor, so like they're not that far.
Gotta figure it out. It annoys me. We still don't know that he's a genetic modified.
It's not really important to the story. He just... I mean, as far as I'm aware, Siddiq el-Tahil al-Fadil Abdurrahman Muhammad Ahmed Abdul Karim al-Makti didn't even like the genetic engineering part. Hated acting that way.
I don't know if I liked it either, but I think it was an interesting addition to his character.
I think it's appropriate for the character because he was always such a hot shot, and then for them to introduce the bit that he was like downplaying a little bit, kind of funny.
Now, I mean, I'm sure it's thematically appropriate for what they're going for. They're going for a Bond parody. But, yeah, I just feel bad for Mona here. Several scientific degrees. Just highly qualified in just about everything, and she's someone's secretary. You could do so much more.
It's true. It's kind of like a man's world. That's what they're kind of showing. That how it was back in those days.
That's not very subtle, Bashir. What kind of spy would live in something this gaudy? This extravagant?
It's meant to be a fancy skyscraper apartment. But yeah, it is gaudy because it was 1994, right? So 86 at the
1964, yeah. Or when this was done, yeah. 95.
Yeah, 95. Thanks.
So, Garrick is currently admiring kind of the, what is it? The Earth Intelligence Services. Do you suppose that Section 31 is still this extravagant? They don't have a base, but do they just send people to really fancy hotels across the galaxy? Get them fancy suits to wear? Of course, the ejection system is responding.
That's a really interesting component of the MI6 movie image, right? Like that costs a lot of money to like make sure your hero is wearing a good tux all the time.
So, to my knowledge, there's only one time that warp core ejection is successful, and it's the one time they actively are trying to not eject the warp core. And that's in Voyager. Every other time it's about to blow up, they try to eject it, doesn't work.
Yeah, you get a warp core breach.
Well, they did it in Insurrection, I think.
That's
they did
true.
That in Insurrection as well, and didn't we just have one in Discovery too?
Yeah.
Yeah.
By the way, did we get the name of the runabout that just exploded?
Orinoco, I think.
Or yeah, I think it was the Orinoco.
Not the Rio Grande.
No, of course it's not the Rio Grande. You even have to ask. It's never the Rio Grande.
It's just that happens all the time. The beaming someone out of an explosion thing.
Yeah, that's an issue I have with Star Trek. That doesn't seem to make sense to me.
This episode is the king of those episodes, though.
Oh yeah, no, it does not matter how flimsy the
because they
device
delete
is. I don't care.
They delete the entire hard drives of all the station to store the pattern buffers of the 3 crewmen in the Holo program. So it's like you would think. I don't know. It's kind of interesting. In other words, they have enough RAM to hold that, but not enough hard disk space.
I mean,
yeah. So real quick, do you guys remember the episode from season 1 where O'Brien had that program that was like going for his attention all the time? Program Pup. He made a doghouse for it in the computer.
Yeah, I remember that.
Is it gonna get deleted right now?
It's likely, yeah.
I think we just killed Pup.
Or maybe
Go ahead.
I was
Pup's
gonna
dead.
say either that or they just put it in a metal box like they did Moriarty or whatever.
Yeah, the lacy hard disk that you keep on your desk. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's where they kept them. What I'm saying is, so all the Starfleet intelligence from like Bajor, Cardassians, all that stuff is just we're gonna format it just so we could keep the captain's buffer.
Garrick here is dressed a lot like Enob Brentane. Very similar sense of
he's
fashion. In jets.
Hey, Garrick's wearing plaid. I think that's like a subtle reference to his sexual orientation.
Why?
Kidding.
What?
No, I'm kidding. Never mind. I don't want to get banned. Never mind. I take that back.
Just don't post a banana and you're fine.
I like how she doesn't know how to pronounce colonel.
What do you mean? It's clearly colonel.
I didn't know it was colonel when I first saw it either, by the way, because family's from India. We immigrated here.
Colonel
How is that?
Kamanov.
How is that colonel?
Don't worry about it. I mean, have you seen British spellings? I think they've got it worse over there. Go talk to them.
Yeah, the lieutenant really threw me off.
Toxman.
Worcestershire?
Oh yeah.
Not Worcestershire. Worcestershire.
Southwark.
So, but everything was deleted except for the current running Holo program. That's the premise of this episode.
Yeah,
It
most
doesn't
of it.
matter.
Yeah, the actual, the canon basis, completely irrelevant. It's just, we need at least a flimsy excuse for this episode to happen.
Yeah, I mean, all holodeck episodes get a huge creative license as far as I'm concerned.
We're doing right. We're doing an homage to James Bond.
Yes.
How? Don't ask. But like.
Unfortunately, the people who actually made James Bond objected to the episode, so we never got another one.
So, yeah.
Because at the end of the episode, Julian is going to say that, oh, I'm sure we'll see Julian Bashir's secret agent again, and we never do.
I mean, short of stealing the theme music, they did everything they could.
Well, we kind of see it again, but only in a very, very cursory way. Just like there's one scene when they're in a car and O'Brien shows up as Falcon.
They do another sort of classic, fun movie genre in the casino heist episode.
Yeah, if they had continued with this plot line, we probably would not have gotten Vic Fontaine's jazz club.
But I would have loved to see Vic Fontaine in this program. Vic Fontaine, secret agent.
But imagine me telling my hard drive to format itself and also continue letting me run the game of Skyrim that I'm playing. Like
the future.
Well, I mean, You joke, but that's totally a thing you can do because you can have separate partitions on your hard drive. You can only format certain partitions.
Right. They haven't established that the safeties are off yet, right?
Not
it's
yet.
sort of inevitable at this point, but
Though they're 100% off, but they don't know it yet.
yeah.
They just they have Lieutenant Colonel Kamaninoff.
So if they lose any of these characters, they lose Captain
They're dead.
Cisco or Shakira.
If you die in the game, you die in real life, is how it works.
And by the way, does the computer know how to do life support if you delete everything on the hard drive? Is that on the
It's a good question.
It's fine. They've got plenty of air. It'll last a while.
Anyway, this is an episode you definitely can't overthink. You just got to enjoy the acting and the costumes and the writing.
Kara, do you have to be weird about it? Just invading his personal space.
It's because when she does the alternate Kira thing, she does this perky, like happy.
Colonel, put a shirt on. You're on the job.
She has to be this stone-faced kind of colonel right now.
Colonel, you are in the KGB. Put a suit on or something. What are you doing in a night dress? You got work to do.
I mean, spies seduce as part of their repertoire.
Yeah, this was probably Rick Berman. It's always Rick Berman. Oh, hey, Dax.
The honey bear name was over the top, but go ahead.
Yeah, all the women in this have interesting names.
It's almost like it's a James Bond ripoff.
It's almost like it's a James Bond ripoff. Almost. Just about. Including Mona here.
Yeah, it's a really hard game to play when you're not allowed to kill the bad guys or the good guys.
Later on, Chief O'Brien will be playing Falcon for real. See, Julian, you did the Batman thing where you knock someone out but you didn't kill him. Now it's coming back to bite you. Just shoot him. Should have just shot him.
I want to know if Cole Meany has ever played someone this hard. I'm sure he has. It's definitely wasn't Con Air.
This hard? What do you mean?
Just sort of.
This much of a badass, you mean?
Yeah.
I mean,
kind of in Hell on Wheels, he plays Dr. Rant, who's pretty intense sometimes.
They like each other here.
Yeah, they're probably a couple at this point. The actors.
Discovery uses a lot of this timing.
Never grant people final words, never grant them a final kiss, just shoot them.
Yeah.
Oh, now we know about the safeties.
Yep.
This butter's wings. And she's got a point. Could you just, tie him up or give him to the police?
It's a good thing Miles is the first one that shows up, because that's when he realizes he could never kill Miles. Their friendship.
What about that one time that he did try to kill Miles? Granted, he was possessed at the time, but he still tried.
You know, Sonic's partner in Sonic the Hedgehog is also called Miles.
Miles. Tails, miles per hour.
Sorry, never mind.
Yeah, so, and of course, as someone pointed out in the subtitles, it's not Honey Bear like Bear, it's Bare.
Yeah. They did a bad
Honey
job
Bear.
outsourcing these subtitles.
I never noticed that. That's funny.
Now, we need to get some Russian people in here to assess whether this is a good Russian accent that she's doing. Because, I mean, it sounds like the kind of Russian accent I would do, but...
Niet.
I don't think it has to be a good accent. I think it has to be like indicative of the parody they're trying to do. Like,
Yeah.
the
Certainly,
accent,
yeah.
the
It
Bond
probably makes it
films.
better if it's...
Yeah. It definitely succeeds on that score.
Like, if you were suddenly parodying Mary Poppins, would you want a genuine Cockney accent, or...
I remember I used this scene in the 12 Days of Christmas, but I don't remember what line. What line did I use?
All 5 physical patterns.
It was probably the word 5 then.
Oh yeah.
Mhm.
And everyone goes quiet when we get to this part, because who cares about this part? Get us back to the James Bond. We don't care about the plot. No,
so
this
that's
isn't.
interesting.
This isn't the particular scene they say engineers. They say engineers in Jeffrey's tube. That's the episode, in fact, when they're fortifying DS9, and Quark is trying to get Rom to evacuate. There's Starfleet engineers who could be doing that. Some interesting place, I guess. I'm not sure about the music.
You realize it more clearly, like when you watch the Godfather movies, that were made in the 70s. But like, it's much more expensive to make TV or film, period cinema. If you're filming in the 90s, it's easy to make a movie about the 90s. But like, it's kind of hard to give it that look that, oh, this is from the 60s and we're filming it in 95. Like, for example, The Godfather, some of it was in the 20s, right? So they had to get those old cars, like the...
Oh, hey,
RC
Michael.
Ford racing.
Yeah, what's up?
I hear you need an invitation. What's up? What's going on? What kind of invitation do I need?
You
No,
mumbled
no
one.
invitation? Okay. Oh, it's just Garrick.
Plain, simple.
Please, Mr. Garrick is my father.
Did Worf get a spin-off?
No, he did not.
Oh,
He
shit.
really wants a spin-off. This just an actor wants a job.
Yeah.
Leading geologists. Ooh. So, as far as the program is concerned, is anything that Bashir says correct, no matter what? Or does Bashir just actually know a lot about geology? Is the game happy to lie?
I guess it would have to be. I mean, because the chances of a geologist playing this program is low.
Or it's just more evidence that he's genetically enhanced. He knows everything. Okay, how much is that? How much did he throw down? Is that a 20?
It's 1,000.
Okay, assuming it's 1,000, let's see how many rounds it will take, assuming he doubles every single time to earn 5 million. So 1,000 times
Wouldn't take that
2
long.
2 to the. I'm not going to do the proper math. I'm just going to do trial and error. How much did he need? 5 million?
Mhm.
It would take just over 12 hands. 12 hands would give him 4 million. So assuming he needs the full 5, then he needs to play 13 hands of this game. Assuming he wins every hand. And bets everything every single time.
Yeah, it's impossible. But if you watch Quantum Solace, you know that our hero always wins the card game.
He always wins. Bashir's good at cards. Ferengi technology integrated into Cardassian systems, and they're trying to make it work with Starfleet systems now. God, I'm just picturing like you need to work with an old computer display, and you have like a display port going to DVI, going to HDMI, going to VGA,
Going to coax.
going to coax, going to whatever it was component. That's what it was. Where you have the 3 colored things.
Well,
the
component,
RCA.
then composite, then yeah.
Yeah, it's called RCA Composite. The red, yellow, and white.
5
RCA was
million
like the old
francs.
Radio Shack from like the 20s.
Baccarat. Is that a real game? Baccarat?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's the game that James Bond played really well.
Of course it is.
Oh, I didn't know that.
All right, let me look up to the rules to Baccarat, see if it's just discount poker. That's not very polite of you, Michael.
Why aren't you passing out also?
He blew it at him.
Yes. Very true.
Okay, I'm looking at the Wikipedia page for Baccarat, and I'm reading the rules, and I still do not understand what's happening at all. It doesn't seem that complicated, but this page seems very poorly written.
The top 3 comments for the YouTube video, Abdul Amir, Abulbul Amir.
Abdullah Bulbul Amir.
Star Trek: The Next Generation sent me here. Star Trek: The Next Generation forever.
Yeah, we
And
should play that after this episode.
Laura sings this after Star Trek: The Next Generation.
I meant to play that after the stream when we watched that episode, but I forgot. Well, so I'll play it after the stream, after this episode. Abdul Bulbul Amir, which is the song that Laura sings when he goes and murders Dr. Noonien Soong.
Star Trek is such good culture. We got to learn how to play Baccarat now.
I don't want to play Baccarat.
We have to.
Yeah, this is mostly what I was thinking about when I was wondering, is the computer just making it up? And Bashir is always right. That's pretty specific.
They're on the side of Everest right now.
They are.
Kind of funny.
On his island paradise.
Yeah, because he's going to drown the world.
Yeah,
You
those
should
things
sell
are bad for your
women's
lungs. What are you doing, Dr. Noah?
Well, everyone's
starting up the overacting engine.
Dr. Noah, you're getting rid of all of the world's doctors and medical facilities. You should not be smoking that. You need to start thinking long term, Doctor.
Isn't he?
Pointing to his head at the time. Are you making a pun, Doctor? I guess I shouldn't call him Doctor because there's multiple doctors here. It's just needlessly confusing.
I was watching some of Doctor Strangelove today because it's on Amazon Prime for the first time.
That's a good movie.
Yeah, I've never seen that, and the what's the other Casablanca? I watched Doctor Zhivago a couple of years ago. That was interesting. Long.
He's
You
so
can't make a
excited
film
about
with
his
that kind of
laser.
pacing.
He spent so much time working on this toy, and he's so excited to be able to show it off.
Yeah, so in Doctor Zhivago, when they have that military planning council, they have like the map of the world with the big circular room, circular table with all the generals seated around it.
Sir, you can't find here. This is a war room.
Yes.
Yes. Then, thank
I
you.
love that line.
But then there's a sci-fi series by Amazon called Man in the High Castle, and so they mimic Nazi Germany's like high command room, and it looks like just like that black and white war room. Dr. Strangelove.
No, Avery Brooks is really made for this role because he's kind of an overactor just in general. But it's perfect here. Overact.
Yeah.
We need it. He's a very good yeller.
I mean, it's how you defeat a Bond villain, right? You keep him talking.
I don't think this works the way he thinks it does. I think you're more likely to just create more land if you're releasing a bunch of lava.
It reminds me of the family episode in TNG when they're talking about lifting up the ocean floor.
Oh, yeah.
So you'll have a brave new world with one island.
With one island and all of the life that could sustain that, your island is dead.
Oh.
No plants, no animals, no ocean life. It's just everyone's dead. Everything is dead.
Just him and Honey Bear.
I hope he has a lot of canned goods stored.
Pretty sure the Sherpas would survive that.
Not if they're at the base. If they're at base camp, they'll be dead too.
And I don't think they have 80 years of canned goods. They're even right. Okay. So, look. Even if this plan works as expected, you're on the surface of a mountain. There's no farmland there. What is the long-term strategy here?
Hydroponics.
Yeah, and if the oceans flood, all the farmable land will be drowned in salt water. So there's gonna be zero arable land, even if it dries up.
Hydroponics.
Thanks.
I mean, even if they want to farm kelp, one, how are they going to get to the bottom to farm the kelp? I guess they have to wait for it to drift up. But they're going to kill all of the life in the oceans. They're supposedly releasing enough lava to just, I don't even know what their plan is. Which isn't how that works. It's not how that works at all.
Well, they didn't say that they were drilling down to the core, but if they released all of that heat and all of that from the center of the Earth, like, one, I'm curious, would that boil the oceans? And also, would that be a destabilization for the core? Like, for the Earth's core? So that'd be another way that everything on the planet would die.
Yeah.
I think we just established this is just a very bad idea.
Yes. If you drill down to the mantle, you're not going to shrink the Earth. If you release a bunch of lava, you're just going to form more land on the surface. Because that's what lava does. You just make more land masses.
So yeah, go ahead. This episode is just funny tongue in cheek the whole time. Because it's like you can't kill the bad guys. You can't take the bullet yourself. The bad guys will kill you.
I don't remember offhand what the next episode is, but I assume some of the next ones are going to be really dark, because that's the pattern. You get some stress relief, and then people start dying.
What is the next episode?
Oh, it's Homefront and Paradise Lost next.
Oh, good. It's the Civil War. It's the coup.
Good old. Everyone loves a good coup.
It's kind of creepy.
Wait, what's wrong with glasses, Doctor? I wear glasses. Are you saying glasses are ugly? I like my glasses, thank you.
Nerd.
But if someone tells you, "Let me see how you look without your glasses," they're just making an image of you in their head.
Look, never ask someone. Well, if you do ask someone to take off their glasses, never ask them to wear the glasses. You should never be like, hey, can I try on your glasses, see how blind you are? No, you cannot. They're my glasses.
True.
Well, then you should have left, Garrick.
He can't leave.
Max looks really pretty here. Usually have her braided up, you know?
I wonder if Dax is going to remember any of this.
You see why
Did they establish that?
Yeah, they are. They're good. They don't remember anything. But I can imagine how uncomfortable this would make everyone in ops the next morning.
Yeah.
I mean, all you needed was a laser.
I mean, Garrick, you have to keep in mind, this is a holosuite program. You're supposed to be able to win.
Yeah.
It's a game. Just a deadly one. That's not a laser.
It's some kind of laser.
Oh, okay. That makes it okay. Oh, more rocks falling from the ceiling, but this time we're not in a starship.
Yes, we're in the cave. The one cave.
The one cave with actual rocks. I mean, why not? Again, Garrick, you're supposed to win.
No, well, he just said the usual winning is like one of them dies.
Yeah,
if something
but
happens to James Bond, we gotta tell MGM to like consider.
I never
we shouldn't be
realized.
concerned about Bashir and Garrick dying. Just one of the two.
I never realized this until now, but Garrick is really hysterical right now. Bashir just said one of them is going to die and the other one comes with me. So why doesn't he just play along and just let one of them die? He's risking killing all of them by destabilizing rather than playing along with Bashir and letting just one of them die.
I guess because he knows Bashir isn't going to just let that happen, so he's going to provoke Dr. No into killing both of them.
This is amazing writing.
Can't trust Bashir.
So, like, a real spy has no remorse, you know, and he's telling him, you know, like, either you have it in you or not. I don't think you have it in you.
I assume that Bashir here only has one bullet given the size of the gun. Probably doesn't have more stashed in his pockets.
I mean, Garrick's always playing a game with Bashir, so this is all funny to him.
Well, that's not very nice of you, Garrick. You're just pulling a core here, just dragging people down. Garrick, why would you say computer show me the mechanism? Why wouldn't you just say exit?
Because we need him to say some words so that Bashir has time to shoot him.
I see. What was he going to say? Computer, show me the mechanism to access the door controls to control the door to open it. Just give Bashir lots and lots of time to shoot him.
They did the music with the trombones and the trumpets.
Oh yeah.
Just like one chord of it, though.
Good job, Honey Bear. You messed it up. You messed up the whole plan. Wait, Julian, how are you holding that gun? Why are you holding the barrel?
Ta-da.
2 minutes. Alright, we are currently at 39:54 was when he said that. Let's see how long it takes him.
2
39:54.
time.
Yeah, so it's ironic that in this Bond homage, you have to let the bad guy win. We're not trying to stop the bad guy here. He's supposed to flood the world just so we can save our major characters.
And you always want to play the villain. If the game gives you the choice, just be evil. You can be a good person in real life.
Yeah. I mean, I like to play the Romulans when I played Star Trek Birth of the Federation. But in Skyrim, I had a bunch of friends in college. And one girl, she was kind of like a thief. Then, like, my stuff started disappearing around her in, like, real life. But she was, like, the biggest thief in Skyrim. And I didn't see her take anything of mine. I just noticed that, like, things would be missing.
Oh yeah, we got that, huh?
I love how Avery Brooks, whenever he's really dramatic, he does that kind of thing when he talks.
Yeah.
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 His jowls start moving too.
I don't even know how he keeps that up.
That's just Avery Brooks for you. That's not acting, that's just him. So, 20 seconds left,
that's true.
according to Eddington.
His best and most passionate speeches have that thing you just did.
10 seconds.
He was doing that right before saying it's real. He was doing that.
Exactly 2 minutes until they were ready.
Oh wow.
Nailed it.
And he did say about.
Surprised.
Nailed it. Good job,
I expected
Eddington.
that to be TV time.
This is literally the worst way to destroy the world.
I mean, it'll destroy it for sure. It's just Dr. No is not going to survive either.
And drilling to the mantle isn't a great idea. Like, Julian, the bad guy's supposed to do that.
All right. We did it. We've destroyed the world. Well, that's going to throw him off for another minute.
But something that reminded me of, you know how in Discovery when she reboots the computer at the end, in the control room? So I guess that's what they do over here in Deep Space Nine. It's like delete everything, then reboot computer.
I would have really expected some more quaking when that happened.
There's the kaboom. There's meant to be an earth-shattering kaboom.
Yep. Shouldn't they see like water rising in the background?
Apparently that computer graphic is just for show. Doesn't mean anything.
Good thing they didn't have 6 people, because then we would have definitely lost someone. Because there was no more hard drive space left on the station.
That's okay. They have SSDs.
And those are some heavy-duty extension cables.
They didn't know about fiber optics back then. I'm pretty sure Dr. Noah shot, so Julian should be injured right now.
Nah, he was just about to shoot. He's okay. His place in Hong Kong.
Kowloon.
Oh, here's the line. No, he won't. No. No. No more Julian Bashir, secret agent.
Nope.
At least not on camera, anyway.
Oh well.
Nope.
Yeah, but that's when we get to see it.
Alright, so TNG... Next week, TNG Season 4 is going to be Reunion with Kalar, Future Imperfect with, No You Can't, Don't Even Try, and Final Mission with Wesley Crusher.
Oh, my favorite line from that is shut up as in close your mouth and stop talking.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that's
And then next
Commander
week,
Riker,
DS9 on Sunday
Captain Picard.
is going to be 4 episodes, Homefront and Paradise Lost, because that's a two-parter, then Crossfire, and Return to Grace. Crossfire is the one where there's a love triangle, I think. Yeah, Odo is escorting Kira and Shakar, I think, around the station. They're all like making love eyes at each other, and Odo's super uncomfortable. It's a whole thing. And then Return to Grace, which is the introduction of Damar.
Ooh.
We get to meet Damar.
Yay.
Everybody
So we
loves
got all-
Damar.
So we got all 4 episodes.
Did we deconstruct Discovery Season 3 already?
Not really.
I mean,
I mean,
Ryan
if you have
usually
any-
has people to go to and places to meet.
Yeah.
That's
Said that
true.
once when I was
Yes.
I was drawing it on quite long one time about one thing he said, and he was like,
I do have
Yeah.
places to go today, but it's not urgent.
Yeah.
"Okay,
In particular, I need to go see some dogs and throw their ball around.
Aw.
okay,
German Shepherd, in fact.
we won't take up too much of your time."
Though that dog, I hope, is not a shapeshifter in disguise. I assume so. It's just a regular German Shepherd.
Be pretty cool if it were.
We need blood screenings.
Blood screen.
Majority-
They don't even work. They do nothing.
Jody gets
They're
a girlfriend
worthless.
that way through a shapeshifting
Yeah.
dog, so you have no idea who might be at the end of that gelatinous rainbow.
All right, shall we play a song to end it off? Shall we play a song?
Discovery Season 3.
All right. Discovery Season 3. What do you want to ramble on about now?
Did you like it?
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
Discovery. I think Discovery has an issue where the first half of seasons 2 and 3 are really good, and then they kind of don't figure out what they're doing in the last half.
Yeah. I think that's fair.
Right. Yeah.
But I really like season 3 just overall. But there are sort of story things that don't work more than sort of problems with it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I liked it overall, but there are
Yeah,
some
the
issues.
writing is a little bit canned. I don't want to say canned, but sometimes like every episode, for example, like whenever they build up someone to be a bad guy, it turns out to be a good guy. Like remember at the end of episode 1 when Michael Burnham warps out and then the ship is just barely getting off and Michael Burnham has to tractor them away or something. And so they give you the suspense like, "Oh, we don't know who it could be." And when I know the suspense was more than like 2 minutes, I said, "All right, it's going to be like, a good person." But on the other hand, when we meet the Federation in episode 2, for 2 minutes you had this like really happy, upbeat music. I said, "Yeah, it's gonna go sour in a minute." And sure enough, we have Admiral Vance, who's like the sourpuss along the whole.
I don't know if Vance was never a bad guy. He was just.
No, Vance is good for an admiral. Like
Sorry, did I say he's never a good guy? I meant he's never a bad guy.
Yeah. No, I know. I
Okay.
was agreeing. I'm liking. I appreciate him for not being a randomly asshole.
Yeah, me
you
too.
know,
He's pragmatic,
guy.
which he needs to
He
be.
actually had reasons to be, be in opposition to.
He has to be skeptical.
When he was.
Yeah, and that was done really well. But I'm just saying though, like the episode kind of, you know how like it builds up to something, and you know it's going to be the opposite of what it's building up to, just because that the writers have are in the swing of it in that sense.
Oh,
good night, Diblo. Okay.
Anyone else notice David Cronenberg?
How can you
Yes,
say?
he
Recurring
is.
character. Like I had no idea, and then I just happened to see it in the ending credits, and I had to look up I was like, is he the old guy? Had to look him up.
He is the old guy.
He is the old guy, which is kind of awesome, but utterly random.
Yeah, I'm not entirely sure what his position is, but he was there.
It
the
must be
resident Mike
like a Whoopi
Cronenberg.
Goldberg sort of thing. It's like he wanted to be honest. Like that would be awesome.